going on? Here we go. We're going to dive pretty much right into it. Right into it. If you're here, you're here. If you're not, you're not. So, first game on the board. Red Sox, Orioles, not to mention really quick. Last night we had two massive parlays. We had like a plus 1,700 and I believe a plus 2,300. Both went one off. Jeff McNeil screwed us with no hits, and then Ellie was the only one on the other ticket to not get an RBI. Tough stuff. Look for a bounce back and a smart play today. Bernardino lefty hasn't made really a start yet, so that could go one way or another. You got Shigano. He gives up some hits. He does throw some Ks, though, so that could be a little bit iffy as well. This might be a possible... We'll skip over this for now and return, but there's nothing that looks deeply interesting on the surface there. We got Braves, Marlins, probably a stay away here, unless we see great history, which nothing extensive here for the Braves. Nothing at all for Miami. Let's see how Strider's done lately. In shambles. 10 hits, 8 hits, 11 hits. Giving up a lot. Cabrera, righty. Not as bad. Really bad outing his last game. 11 hits, but then 7-2-2-4. So not too terrible. Definitely leaning on going against Strider here, probably. Pull that back up really quick. Switching back and forth here, making sure I can see if anybody asks anything in the chat. Profar, he's been batting really well lately. Olsen. We've lost a lot of coin on him this year. Every time we lean on him, he never comes through. Feel a little skeptical about that. We got Harris the second. Let's see how he's been batting. Nothing crazy last 5 games. No walks, just a couple strikeouts. What we got here? Profar. 2-hit game, 2 RBI game yesterday against the Mets. Looks like a base clearing. Oh, not base clearing, but 3 hits on Friday. So, again, a little bit of every other right now. But Profar does look decent, and he's got good history. Might be good for a hit, just a single to record a hit on a very conservative ticket. So we're going to keep that in mind and on the side. What else do we got? We got Rays, Guardians. Nothing pops off the page here. No history on this side. Let's take a look. Seymour hasn't pitched more than 3 innings in really any outing. Hasn't gotten a big start or anything like that. 6 hits, 3 hits, 1-1-1, obviously, because he's mostly in as relief. And we got Tanner Bibby here, who gives up hits. Caminero is fucking just... He is having a hell of a year. Back-to-back games with a home run. He's on fire. And it's crazy. That's actually both games. His only hit came in the way of home run, which is actually kind of nuts. Mr. Simpson, he's on a damn roll. 2-hit game. At least a 5-hit streak right there. Let's look at his splits real quick. Has he lefty-righty? Oh, my. 324 and 302 against both arms. We're definitely going to have to put him on perhaps an RBI play, or the fact that he's leading on bottom of the lineup here. Let's take a look. No available info there for batter history against relief. This guy's kind of hardly played, so it's a little iffy on bottom of the lineup here. Yeah, Rays are like shuffling guys in, so this might be a little bit unreliable there. We got the Yankee game. We do have the Yankee game. Neither team has seen either pitcher, so again, we're going down the line right now. We're moving kind of fast, but there is nothing on the surface right now that looks, again, just mathematically promising. Let's take a look at Lord's pitching lately. 7 hits, 4, 6, and 1 over his last 5. So he's given up some contact for sure. Nothing too crazy on the strikeouts, less than a handful in pretty much every game. And, he walks 1 or 2 guys a game, which is nothing major. When in the hell is the last time Judge homered? It's been a while. It's been 5 whole games, which is definitely a while. Hard to throw on a parlay, but man, Judge is definitely due for a 2-ribby game. Grisham and Jazz both absolutely popped off last night. Andrew, what is good, brother? Tough slate we're looking at right now. Really trying to go by the numbers on this one. Not too many on the vibes. Judge is like the first vibe pick so far. He might be somebody on our long shot tonight for 2 RBIs. I like Chandler Simpson right now for 1 hit. And I think I like Profar right now for 1 hit on the Braves, but we're still going to look a little bit deeper. We don't got to play the first games on the slate. We don't got to do it. This Twins-Blue Jays matchup, I kind of hate it. I'm not going to lie to you. Joe Ryan's not very impressive, but the guy gets some strikeouts even when he gives up some hits. So with that being said, yeah, there's no way I'm betting against Scherzer in this spot. I don't think. Could go with another leadoff guy in George Springer. No hits yesterday, but at least a 4-hit streak leading up to yesterday before he went hitless. Do we get a bounce back from today with at least, again, just getting on base once? Think I may like that. Let me start kind of tallying these together with the single hits. So we'll go over back to the Rays game really quick. We're not going to do Chandler Simpson. Minus 310 is a value killer, even if we're doing a record a hit. Minus 300. If that's the one that doesn't hit, you know what I mean? And there is no value in really adding it anyway, you know what I mean? So we'll stay away from Simpson on the Rays. Let's see what we got for Profar minus 210. That's a lot more like it. That's much better value for what we're putting together there. Think I like the leadoff hit from Springer at some point. So already we got a little bit of plus money just off those 2. Any thoughts, any questions, if anybody's involved here, what they may like tonight, what they think. Maybe if there's something I'm overlooking, go ahead, drop it in the chat. Got a greasy game against the Phillies, with the Phillies and the Mets tonight. I just absolutely cannot put any more coin on anybody on the Mets, man. They're just so inconsistent. There's nobody I could rely on in that lineup. I just cannot do it. Other than Lindor, probably. Lindor's probably the only reliable player, I feel like, at this point left on the Mets. I just can't do it. And his odds are going to be super grease. So, Philly has an awful history against Senga. This looks like it's going to be a pretty difficult game, unless this is the one game that they get a hold of him. So we're going to stay away from this. That's a bit on the riskier side there, I feel. Got Brewers Diamondbacks. Take a sip of this coffee. Got some damn cotton milk. Brewers Diamondbacks. This one smells like some runs. Brewers are playing angry. They feel disrespected lately. Let's take a look at Yelich. Man's low-key crushing it right now. 2 hits, 1, 3-game hit streak here. Wow, he really picked it up down here. I know I didn't play him for this span of games down here, but sheesh. 4 home runs, 11 hits in over 4 games. What we got? 12 RBIs? That's absolute insanity. He's been picking it back up lately. Only 1 RBI, though, over the last 6 games, despite having 6 hits and 1 of them being an extra base hit, and he hasn't homered. So I think already, boom, we got Yelich, 2 RBI, Judge, 2 RBI. That's what I'm seeing right now from the Brewers game. Let's keep it moving. Don't think too hard. Don't think too hard. Just take what the numbers give you. Let's see. What'd you say you're in? Join in when hearing the final part of Judge's play. Only, again, so with the most part lately, second half of the season where I've really picked up tightening the big odd tickets. Superstars need to all collectively be on something else. On any given night, to have 3 superstars actually even get on base through a hit, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how many 2-pick or 3-pick to record a hit, just to record a hit parlays I've missed, only superstars. So they aren't always as reliable as it seems on every given night. Judge, though, however, for the 2 RBIs, I like him simply because it's been 5 games since he homered, coming off a brutal series against the Red Sox. And the Yankees absolutely need a sweep in this upcoming series. So, and again, last night, I mean, Grisham is so red hot, but again, it's also really hard for me to pick a guy that, I mean, let alone a multi-homer game, but even just a 1 home run game, it's really hard for me to bet that guy back-to-back and ride that hot streak, at least, again, for RBI long shots. But if we're talking about Yelich, hasn't homered in 5 or 6 games, and Judge hasn't homered in 5 or 6 games, Brewers are playing angry. We do got to take players' emotions into account. Big key during the NFL season. I'm telling you right now, it worked like a charm last year. Just a little tidbit for NFL betting. If you hear about a superstar wide receiver within the first 8 weeks of the season complaining about not getting the ball enough, I swear if you don't slam any time touchdown for that player that week, you're silly. It is an absolute lock. When a superstar starts complaining or getting cocky publicly when they normally don't, that is a time to hammer, in my opinion, because again, we're all human. But sometimes when guys are playing hot, they get hot, if that makes sense. So as far as hammering anything, we can hammer a long shot here with Judge for the 2 RBI. Speaking of guys being hot, I cannot time this guy at all. I do not understand what's been in the sauce lately for him, but Vinny Pasquanito, I believe is how you pronounce his name. The guy can't stop hitting home runs. He has 7 over his last 8 games. You could just take a look at some of these numbers. It's kind of egregious. You would think these are base hits, but no, they're home runs. 1 yesterday, 1 Friday, 1 Thursday, 1 on Wednesday, 1 on Tuesday, and 1 on Monday. The guy literally cannot stop going yard. And with that being said, again, I would love to ride the hot streak, but it's never worked out in my favor. Bobby has a fair matchup in this against Shane Smith. I kind of don't love it, though. Shane Smith has pitched pretty decently lately. 7 hits, 2 hits, 4 hits, 2 hits over his last 4. Nothing terrible. Only he had a bad game on this last Tuesday, but the 3 games combined between that, only 4 total runs allowed. So he looks like he could be a little bit of trouble. Has Perez been doing lately? When's the last time this guy's gone yard, man? It's been some games. The last time was against the Sox. Who pitched this game? Salvador Perez hits go-ahead homer. Who pitched? Oh, Saval. All right. Hey, I think I like him in this spot. Hold on. Let's just get our damn long shot up really quick. Let's just get that up. Let's get the juicy stuff up first, and then we'll go with our standard unit play. Our standard unit play. Let's see. We got the Judge for 2. Yeah, we have Yelich. And again, make sure if you use multiple books, check this out on different books, man, because I have gotten, I've done a long shot on here before. Where on FanDuel, it'll come out to like plus 3,500, and I'll go over to Fanatics, and it's the same exact props, and it's plus 6,000. So make sure you shop around on whatever books you use, and don't sell yourself short on whatever play. You could steal some crazy odds if you have an account with any other book. So right there, we got a plus 2,100 with just Judge and Yelich, 2 RBI. And then what do we get here if we add Perez? 5 wins, 500. 10 wins over $1,000. Something to play lightly. Nothing to throw serious money at. Nothing you can't afford to lose. Let me throw that up on the screen so anybody who happens to pop in will see it. But, yeah. Throw a little morning coffee. A little morning coffee money on it. A little Dunkin' Donuts money. You shouldn't even be spending your money at Dunkin' Donuts anyway. Absolutely garbage coffee. You know what I'm saying? But, let's expand. There we go. So, long shot, I think, early. Right there, we're not overthinking it. We'll see if we find anything else here that we like in particular that we're going to add to it. But now let's go back and really try to put together our 1 unit play. And honestly, do we have it already? Do we have it with just Springer and Profar? Do we take the simple plus 111 money? You know? 2 leadoff guys get on base once. How hard can it be? With that being said, yeah, no, Phillies-Mets game is a no-go. Let's take a look at the Red Sox game one more time. Roman Anthony 1 for 3. Holiday 1 for 3 against their pitcher. How does Anthony hit against lefties, though? That's my question. 256. We will take that. 308 average last 7 days. Batting at 315 over the last 30. And just no hit yesterday. And he's got a 2-hit game, 3 out of those last 5. Man, when this guy, if he gets a hit, he gets 2 of them. Sheesh. There we go. That might be a deal, actually, if we do the 3 of them, just 1 hit. The 3 of them, just 1 hit. You got Profar. We go Roman. Ew, he's the minus 300. I don't love that shit, man. Ugh. Whatever. We're looking at it. See how it boils down. Where were we? Springer, 7 o'clock. Springer, 7 o'clock. It doesn't add shit to it. Plus 182. So we're still at a 2-leg for plus 111 here. I feel like there's some other change to pick up off the table. There's got to be something on there. We need a third hitter. We need a third hitter for the Val. We need it. Because our units are looking decent right now. And we want a easy 7 o'clock win. Easy 7 o'clock win. You know what I mean? We don't want to do something that doesn't look like it has a legitimate mathematical shot here. Benny's been reliable, and all of a sudden he's on a two-game hitless streak. They do not happen often to the kid. It doesn't look as enticing as I want it to be. Who we got? Got right-hand pitcher tonight for Lord. How's Goldschmidt been lately? How we got Goldschmidt looking? 1-1, 2. He did decent in that series. Dude, this guy is batting .400 against lefties. Unfucking believable. Unbelievable. Have not played Washington. Kenzie Gore, Jake Irvin, Mitchell Parker. Yeah, so we haven't seen, he hasn't seen very much here. Let's take a look at Jazz overall. It's literally the same thing as Goldschmidt here too. Shit. I mean, what do we think? I feel a little brick walled here. Do we just sit at the plus 111? Do we just money line the plus 111 and then post another unit play for the late games if it cashes on the Instagram? Maybe that's what we do, and what we have is, I don't want to say it, but right in front of us. Right in front of us. Plus 111. Might be minus money on Fanatics, where I'm likely going to play it. I am going to play it. I don't know why I said likely. Can't complain on the plus moolah. I mean, and fair point. I just don't think anybody else is sticking out right now. The numbers on everything don't look. You're rolling dice at this point tonight. A lot of the matchups, both teams don't have much of a history against each other, and if they do, it's been one game worth of matchups. So not any big history to go off of. Nobody too hot. At least in this list of games right now, as we get to the 8 o'clock, as we get to the 8 o'clock slate, we're probably going to see right now that a lot of games do not have both lineups announced yet. Right, let's see. All right, we do have both here. I mean, again, even in the same case, and I can't really find myself betting on either of these teams right now between Cardinals and Pirates, just far too inconsistent. Rangers very well might pound the Angels tonight. They very well should. Now, that's a bigger history matchup. But again, nothing. How's Soriano been pitching? 2 bad games, 3 average games. And of all the team they got hammered the worst by was the A's. So that's a toss-up. He's pitching pretty decent ball and had a bad game against the A's there. That might be a little bit dangerous. We got 3 late games. We got 3 real late games. Which that'll get posted to the Instagram for sure. If we play it, yeah, we got the lineup out for the Mariners right now. We missed out big time on Cal yesterday. He went yard twice. We did not see that in the numbers. Didn't feel it at all. But he went yard. A's are putting a lefty out there tonight. Miller's on the mound for the Mariners. Tigers Athletics. This one could be a score fest or just an absolute blowout. Scooball's on the mound for the Tigers, and we got JT Ginn on the mound for the A's, who has not been pitching bad at all. Let up 7 hits in 4 innings, but only 2 runs in that against the Twins. Other than that, nothing too terrible there. That could be a pretty interesting game. And then we got Reds-Dodgers, which tonight I'm probably personally going to have to run back Ellie getting an RBI just because I feel like I got a little bit pooched yesterday twice by two situations where a team was rallying at the end of the game, and I needed my guy to get up and do the thing, and McNeil got the shot yesterday. But I think Jays and Twins goes under very likely. I agree with that. It's just playing it under is so sweaty for me, man. It's so sweaty because, again, in today's MLB, we watch teams, if one bad inning is all it takes, and we could see teams score 6, 7, 8, or 9 damn runs sometimes. It's absolutely nuts, and you could watch your under be looking great with 1 total run scored in the 7th inning, and then all of a sudden there's 15 runs in the game, and it's out of control. But long shots, throwing that in a parlay, plays like that, I feel like, hold their value in a parlay, especially totals. You get 1-to-1 payout either way you play it. Scherzer's on the mound, though, I believe, right, for the Blue Jays. Twins could get hot, but I doubt it. That might be a 2-run game, like, at best for them. Random home run here or there. But that's, I think, all we really got as far as, like, the early games are full of some pretty... There's definitely matchups to be exploited here, but I can't be going too deep into looking into what the relief is for both teams, because at that point, that's completely dependent on how the starting pitcher even performs, and now we're peeling back too many layers to get to a prop, you know what I mean? The only reason I kind of stayed away from doing the total runs, I mentioned it during yesterday's stream as well. They stole a lot of value from us on the alternate team total runs, but again, when you really think about it, you are betting back multiple layers when you start talking about a team total runs, and at that point, right, you think a team could score for sure 4.5, 5.5, 6.5 runs, then why the hell not bet an RBI or 2 on a player and get crazier value, because your chances of either of those occurring are the same. At the end of the day, man, we follow the trajectory and rhythm and the up and down slope of performance in players, and we just try to pick our spot. But none of this is for sure. We just try to, again, stay updated and have a keen eye for, again, who's in a slump, who's in a rhythm, and in between that, who could fall out or into rhythm. And that's all we're really doing. But staying away from shaky matchups is honestly a good betting practice that I recommend for everybody. Right before I close this out, these are definitely going to be our plays that we roll with, but a good betting exercise, if you're like how I just did, right? So, and I do this myself on a regular basis. We just went through all these games, all the games that I did not pick a player from. I would not be surprised if it was a low score total. Just saying in general, not going to be 100% accurate at that. However, noticing where there is not good math for a player prop specifically, one way or another, and you skip over that game, it's just as good of a feeling as winning a bet as going back and looking at a game that you thought you wanted to bet on and you didn't. And there was nothing to be made off that game other than maybe playing the under or playing pitcher strikeouts. And you'll see both sides, maybe there's 2 hits total and it's the 7 batter and the 9 batter. And that was nobody you were looking at anyway. Good betting practice to, again, keep track of the games that you don't bet on. Remember why you didn't bet on that and use that as your tool for when you're looking at again, games that you're deciding might be worth a little bit of your hard-earned money for a little bit of entertainment and risk. Oh, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, and again, I feel like, when there's the time and I'm here, I have a little bit extra time today, so that's why I decided to hop on the live. But I feel like, again, just vocalizing the picks out loud for me keeps me a little bit more honest than just sitting there with my phone and the voice in my head, because you can convince yourself in and out of things much easier. But when you vocalize it, I feel like there's definitely a bit more conscious thought there, and you can catch yourself if you're bullshitting a bit, which, again, I think that is why we end up with just Profar and Springer and keep it simple. 2 guys, 1 hit each, keep it simple, and look for a double up in units, because we got another half of a slate to look at if that does cash. But yeah, I think I'm going to call right there, and that's actually kind of right on the money. 35 minutes, went through about 7-8 games. A little bit of yap. Andrew, I fucking appreciate you, bud, for showing up. Anybody else who's in here and not in the chat, that's absolutely fine. Again, you interested in a play, go ahead, grab it. That's for you. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., 9:30. Maybe we're going to be playing something different tomorrow morning. Maybe not. We'll see. Thinking about it, but we will be back tomorrow morning. Take it easy. Thank you for stopping in. Let's get some cash. Take it easy.